Hey, this is Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the game, the Night Cage. The Night Cage is a cooperative survival game involving tile placement and movement around a grid of square tiles. You're trying to get out of the Night Cage, so you're trying to reveal tiles, place tiles, so that you can find keys and doors so that all of you together can have, each of you has a key and can each get out of the final door of the game. So it scales fairly well. Each player needs to find a key, all players need to end up on the same door and then get out. And along the way you're discovering tiles that have good things on them, passages on them, and monsters on them that you have to deal with. There's this big tower that came in the version of the game that I was playing with that had a long stack of tiles, and that is the timer for the game. My favorite mechanism in the game is related to these tiles, this tile placement. So whenever you move onto a new tile in the game, you illuminate the tiles around it, the tiles that you can see thanks to your passage around that tile. And so this is a good and a bad thing. This is the really interesting twist in this game, that revealing tiles is good when you move onto a new space, because you can see other things around you. You can have options for moving away from monsters. You can reveal tiles that have important things like these keys that you need to find, or the doors that you need to find. So illumination and revealing new tiles is good. It is good. But it's also bad because in the game, A, you might reveal a monster, and so that's a bad thing. And B, the lose condition for the game is that you run out of tiles. And so it leads to this really interesting tension in the game between illuminating more things, and so based on where you move. So you move onto a space that has, say, like a 4-direction tile. So it has 4 different paths going in every direction. So it means that you're illuminating a bunch of other tiles around you, versus a tile that moving somewhere or carefully planning your movement, and so that you don't reveal any tiles or only reveal one tile, because that prolongs the game itself. It moves you away from the lose condition. I found this tension really, really interesting, and it's something that we were able to level up in as we played. Because early in the game, it felt like, oh, let's illuminate lots of stuff. We need to find all the tiles. But as the game progressed, we became more and more careful about how much we illuminated as we moved around the board. And also, one clever little hook on this, too, that I'll append, is that when you move away from a tile, the light of your candle that you're carrying around, you only illuminate the things that are adjacent to you and that are adjacent to the passages around you. And so that means if you move away from a tile, you'll lose that illumination on certain tiles. And so this is another area of the game where moving around with other players or calculating and discussing how you're going to move around has a big impact, because those tiles are going to go away and they'll have to be replaced by other tiles, again, going against the timer of the game if you do move away from them. So you need to move, you need to illuminate things, but you need to carefully decide when to do that relative to other players so that you're not illuminating too much too fast and running down that timer for the game. Really, really interesting tension here in the game between those two elements. This is the Night Cage. If that interests you, I'd recommend checking out the game. Thanks. And I'd love to hear your thoughts as well. If you've played the Night Cage, what your favorite mechanism in the game is, or if you've played another game like this where revealing more information, more tiles perhaps, more cards, isn't necessarily a good thing because it also counts against the timer of the game itself. Let me know in the comments below. Thanks.